Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about Pokemon card buyouts and what you should do if the card you own is actually being targeted. Because I think people forget about capitalism. Yes, I know it's a dirty word when it comes to trading cards, but I think you should be ready for this situation. And you really need to decide before that happens what you want to do with your actual cards. So, of course, if you have not heard, this card has been a target of a buyout, and you can see it right here, this giant spike in the amount of the ones actually sold. And you can just take a look at the card price over the time period, and voila, now it's really, really expensive. You have near mint hollow foils at $50. The Japanese one was not spared as well. You can see it $31.99 on TCG Player. You can see that spike happening around here too. You can see the price going up. But what should you actually do? I think when someone owns a lot of these cards, you have to come to the decision and be like, at what point am I ever going to get rid of it if that's ever going to actually happen? You can see out here on X, there is a fellow named Kabuto King, and of course, he has a lot of Kabutos. It's makes sense. It's in his name. He says total Kabuto count 1309, and that was as of October 6th. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool to see someone really dedicated to this. So in a way, he has his own mini buyout actually happening here. Not just because he loves the card, but I think when this stuff actually happens, you have to start thinking to yourself, you're like, okay, I own this card. Do I love it or do I not love it? Maybe you pulled it from a pack and you're not so interested in the card. When this kind of happens, what are you actually going to do? And I think when you think about what you're going to do, you just take a look at all the wonderful cards out here, right? Some of you pull a card like this dweeble over here and you're like, yeah, I don't really like it. You make that face where you're like, oh my God, I actually pulled something. But really, you're pretending deep down because you wanted a different card. And when these opportunities presents itself, maybe this is a chance that you can take and sell your card, right? I know that sounds like the wrong thing to do. Some people really want to hold on their cards forever, but I think when your card maybe doubles, triples, quadruples, you like, maybe this is a good time. So for me personally, when it comes to a card that I actually hold, that's different when you don't actually hold that card. When you actually hold it, you have to start thinking to yourself, is it really the time to sell? Because you have other cards out here that continue to go up. You're going to be like, man, I really don't want to sell this because maybe some people see some amazing value in these cards and it's just going to keep going. Yeah, right here. Like we got Bubble Mew, $718.51 from direct by TCG Player, but you always have to go down here and just check, make sure if there's anything else that is cheaper. Geez, this thing is freaking expensive. So you can see down here, we have about $600 for one. So I hate TCG Player doing this whole direct by TCG Player because you don't always get the best price. You also have Charizard VMAX. So when you think about Charizard, I know people are like, oh my God, Charizard, I have to have it. But not everybody loves Charizard. I will tell you, my wife saw the new one coming out. She does not like that on the UPC. She doesn't like the ETV art on theirs either. And she's like, I don't actually want it. So you can see here, there's some people that end up with a Charizard that really do not want it. And this poses a nice opportunity to take your car that might have been, 75, $100 and, just sell it for a bit higher. And that's really awesome. That's the cool part. Buyouts aren't something that I'm going to just say, oh man, I wish they wouldn't do it. Because sometimes in my mind, I'm like, please, please go ahead and do it. Because maybe I own a bunch of these Wooloos just because I love it. Or this person over here owns a lot of Kabutos because they absolutely love it. And when a buyout actually happens, this is your opportunity. Now, you may be wondering, like, why would you want to sell into a buyout? Well, that makes a whole lot of sense because you imagine, somebody actually buying up a bunch of these cards with the express intent of selling it. Can you imagine if you're one of those people that notices this and then puts it up for sale, right? You in a way, help stop them from inflating the price. They're either going to have to buy it from you or undercut you. And by doing that, you can help the spiral of the price going down and quickly ending all of this. So if more people actually helped out in that way, it will take it down, unless it is a card, as I showed over here, that people really, really want. It's sometimes it takes a little bit of push to get people to go, oh my God, I really want that card. Or maybe people just have lost their minds and a card that really should be, $200 should stay $200. But it really is FOMO at that point on what actually happens. I think when you think about your cards that you actually hold in your hand, you have to go and be like, okay, one day if this ever hits X amount, I'm willing to sell it. So you really need to get that going. The other thing you need to get going is this. You need to go out here to TCGPLAYER and, just sign up for a seller's account. Truthfully, I don't even actually have a seller's account. I don't know if I'm ever going to sell any of this stuff. You can go out here to eBay as well. And if you have not seen Van Gogh Pikachu, freaking expensive. Yeah, you can see it down here. New low price, $749. Or you go out to Mercari and sign up for an account here and then sell all your cards when they go up in price. And if you haven't seen these Pikachu McDonald's cards, well, yeah, this thing over here says $58. Oh, here's a $52.25 one. You get 5% off. So it looks like it might be coming down. But of course, again, you have to always worry about potential fakes or anything like that. So when a buyout actually happens, I know some people are really upset about it because the price goes up. But depending if you have the card, you know what? Maybe you should think about selling it. The other side of all this is the person that doesn't actually own the card and they actually want it. I think this is the time you need to real with yourself and be like, what stopped me from buying the card? And I know there's some cards that are hundreds of dollars, and I'm not going to open my wallet and buy those $100 cards. I'm going to just attempt to open it from a booster pack if I can actually get it from the store, which, it seems to be like quite a feat these days. But I think that's what you really need to think about is, do you really need to have this card? Because when I go back over here to, let's say Mew, a Charizard, more Charizards, Whale Lord. Maybe you want the Wooloo too. This is 440. What prevented you from? Oh, I actually this one too. I want to show this Ribombee because I love this card and it's not that expensive. It just looks very beautiful to me. There's a lot of other cards from the past that sat here for years, maybe $5, $10, $20. What was the catalyst to all of a sudden you wanting to buy it after many, many years of not actually purchasing it yourself? I know that it's real easy to get angry. It's a card that you wanted in the future at some point, but you also have to be realistic about it that if you haven't picked it up in years, then maybe you weren't ever going to buy it and you just let it go. That's it. At the same time, you have to remember that collecting trading cards, at some point, you go back to it, you make more money in life, and then the nostalgia hits you, and it makes collecting more worthwhile. The cards mean more to you when you actually are able to get it, if that's where you're actually going to go. Because again, some people will say this, but realistically they were never going to buy that card. I think you just have to really be truthful to yourself and say, was I really going to get it or am I just getting mad over nothing? And like I said, they are trying to do some reprints. I mean, look at how far these ETBs have come down when it came to Surging Sparks, when you see Twilight Masquerade. Yeah, will they go up one day? Yeah, I think so, but you are seeing still what I've said before, people are eventually going to run out of money and they're going to pick and choose the winners. And at this point, you can see even though that you still can potentially make money off of these ETBs or the booster packs that are showing up in the store in blisters or lunch boxes, whatever, people are going to make the decision that they're going to skip it because they need the new hot stuff so that they can keep on flipping. And that's all really you have to do. You have to control your emotions. Maybe don't buy from those people. Maybe don't think about these actual card buyouts unless you own the card and you can undercut them. So I think the cool part about all of this is the fact that you have the ability to slow down the people that are trying to buy out these cards. you can affect them because they will either have to buy the card from you or undercut because they don't want to be stuck with the cards. Doesn't that feel pretty nice? You can actually do some sort of counter push against them. Don't forget that. If you own the card, make sure to keep watch out for it. So take a look at your collections, know what you got, know how much it's worth, and good luck out there. Make your accounts, make some seller accounts. It'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure, to sell to people and connect with Pokemon in a different way than you ever thought. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.